Hi there, this is Josh from Literary Gladiators, and today I'm here with a book haul. The book haul is going to be what I acquired during my 5th visit to Hooked on Books in Wildwood, New Jersey. I really have an affinity for Hooked on Books. They have an outstanding selection. Uh, I went twice in 2018, twice in 2019. This is my first visit this year. I think that there's a good chance that I'll pay a visit before they close down. Because they're only open from May until September. Sometimes they'll open up for a few days leading up to the holidays. And during their last week, they have a sale that covers everything, like 20% off throughout the entire store, and then other specials as well. I acquired 22 books while I was at Hooked on Books, and the very first one is The Greatest Presidential Stories Never Told by Rick Beyer. And this book has to do with different tales that pertain to presidential information that you may have overlooked. There are stories in here that I do recall, but this one provides me, the reader, with even more food for thought and more information that I can incorporate into my love for U.S. presidential history. I acquired 3 cookbooks while I was at Hooked on Books, and that is the Complete Pork Cookbook. This is by Louise, Sherman, Schoon, and Corrinne Hardesty. These are all pork-based recipes, and it covers a wide array of different meals where you can serve pork and different courses where you can incorporate pork. Here's The Cook's Essential Companion. This is Fish Without a Doubt. This is written by Rick Moonen and Roy Finamore. And this is a collection of this is recipe of all kinds of fish. And then this is Cooking with Salmon, the King of Fish, by Jane Bamforth. Salmon is probably the first fish that I would make an attempt to cook because it is perhaps the most it's the one that I would most likely be consuming and creating a meal out of. I mean, if the opportunity arises for me to cook another kind of fish, then I might do it that way. But I got more books by James A. Michener. It seems like I'm really solidifying my Michener collection. Here is My Lost Mexico, which is a partial manuscript of what would become his work, Mexico. Mexico is one of his latest works in his career. Here is The Eagle and the Raven, which has to pertain to the friction that took place between the North and the South in the United States. Here is This Noble Land, which is Michener's take on events and the issues arousing in the United States. And here is Pilgrimage, a memoir of Poland and Rome. This is Michener talking about the 2-week trip that he took to Poland and to Rome and Italy. I also really beefed up my John Hersey collection. Hersey also does a lot of he also does a great job when it comes to depicting historical fiction and historical nonfiction. I really enjoyed reading about Verdano, but this is The Wall. I got Here to Stay. Here to Stay is nonfiction, The Wall is fiction. This is The Walnut Door, which is a novel. and another novel, Antonietta. I got 2 books by Frank Norris, which I've heard quite amazing things about what he had written. And this book pertains to Frank Norris's perspective on cultural events. This is on events that are taking place within the U.S. and the various working class systems. This is The Octopus. And then I also got McTeague. Next, I got a copy of All the King's Men, which pertains to a Willie Talos, who is based off of Huey Long, and his transition from being the idealistic man of the people to a corrupted piece of the political establishment. And I also got some books by W. Somerset Maugham. I got Cakes and Ale, The Moon and Sixpence, and The Razor's Edge. I read Of Human Bondage, and the people on the panel were not as thrilled. I liked it. I thought it was a good piece, and I thought it really said a lot about somebody who was a dogged member of society with a clubbed foot, and being able to adjust and make it despite being a perfectly flawed individual. But I do want to read more from W. Somerset Maugham. I also got some books by Dave Eggers. This is You Shall Know Our Velocity. I got a heartbreaking work of staggering genius, but I have a feeling that, come to think of it, I already own this, but I have a second copy now, and I like to have, I don't mind having duplicates, because I can always utilize duplicate copies of my books. And then there's What is the What? And then finally, I got a collection of plays. This is Take 10-2. These are more 10-minute plays, and it's a diverse anthology of 35 short plays that span throughout the theatrical spectrum. This is edited by Eric Lane and Nina Schengold. And this really does cover ground as far as various playwrights are concerned. So those are the books that I acquired on my most recent visit to Hooked on Books in Wildwood. I got a lot of works from the same writer, and if I find a writer that I like to be able to fulfill their entire backlog, and I think that I did a good job. I succeeded at doing that this time. I want to thank you for tuning into this video, and I hope that you check out some more videos from our channel. And I also encourage you to check out Hooked on Books in Wildwood. I will leave a link down below to more information about where you can find them. This year was a bit of a demonstration of all the kinds of books that you can find while you are there. You can find anything and everything as far as that's concerned. Hooked on Books is just a fantastic bookstore, and it's definitely worth visiting if you're paying a visit to Wildwood during the summer or any time between the months of May and September. Thank you, and for now, keep reading.